Hello, Salt Lake City. We are so glad to be here in front of all you pretty faces. Can you guys just come up? Come to us. Come to us. I have a message for you. We are the Happy Death Men. We need to eliminate America!
Hello, I am Cash Miranda, the lead singer of Happy Death Men.
This is JAVI Flores, the bass player of Happy Death Men.
And this is Sam Learn, the drummer of Happy Death Men.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys for the intro.
I'd say the community, honestly. Like, we're just here for kids to, like, play and have fun, you know what I mean? Like, I hate that seriousness when it comes to punk rock and, like, that the cliquey kind of thing, you know what I mean? That happens a lot.
Pretentious.
Yeah, exactly, pretentious. And I just wanted it to be like an open thing for like young kids to come and realize like this isn't a scary environment, this is like a fun environment. And
you can show up and let loose and be yourself.
Exactly. You have anything you want to put in that?
Well, it's not necessarily, it's like you can take your music, be serious about what you're doing.
Yeah.
But like being so like, oh, you guys, you can't mosh, okay? Like you gotta be careful, you gotta actually listen,
You don't
it's just,
understand my lyrics on
yeah,
the same level.
it's silliness.
It's
It's
like,
silliness.
it's kinda dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
We're the people's band. The band for the people.
Wait, one more thing.
Okay, yeah.
And just like, I just want to make myself look so stupid that people in the crowd can like be stupid, and be like, okay, if he can do it, I can do it, But like the impact we were trying to leave on the crowd was like, there's 7,000 Jack White fans there, right? So we play for like 13-year-old punk rock kids, and so we just wanted to show these like older people like what the fuck is up, and that
Here's the new scene.
exactly, like check out what's still happening, and it was so refreshing to have like these older people come up to me after the show and they're like, I'm so glad punk rock is still alive, I'm so glad this is still happening, we want to come to more shows. It just was like the most, I don't know, it was so awesome, dude. It was fucking awesome.
Unless anyone has anything else on that.
I think it's definitely like harder with the older crowd for sure, because I just feel like they're all, I don't know, they're trying to be cool in front of their friends and stuff, like we play 21 plus shows and everyone's just standing there like, You know, and you can tell that they want to have.
Takes a while.
Yeah, you can tell they want to have fun, and it's not until like, you know, we get down there and we're like right in their fucking faces, and it's like, come on, dude! Like I'm watching you, I'm calling you out specifically. Come on!
Will
It's
start like this, and then be sort of like looking at each other's friends, and then they'll start kind of laughing, and then eventually they're like, you know, yeah, and then they're, you know, then they're in. It's like, you know, they're in.
Exactly.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you almost target people who are not responding. I mean,
That's
there's a
that's
lot
the
of
goal.
times where someone's like even too nervous, and you're like, I'm just gonna wait.
Exactly.
For you.
There was one time where we had a couple San Francisco bands come down to Salem and play a show with us, and they played before us, and I was looking at the crowd, and everyone's like so scared, you know, to like kind of dance and have fun. And so immediately I just got in the crowd before we started playing, and I saw this one dude who looked so uncomfortable, and I was like, come on, you're dancing with me. We weren't even playing music. I was like, you just, look, I can do it, you can do it, I can do it, you can do it. And then after that, dude, he was in there the whole time. He came up to me afterwards like, thank you so much, you got me out of my comfort zone. All this stuff is like, just makes my heart warm, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Anything else?
I will say, I don't know, it's such a sadness to see like a really good band that's like really static, you know? So like, I don't know, I think we always try to just put on a show because it just it subconsciously gets people into the groove of it, you know? It's a good time, you know?
Showmanship is like, you know, it kind of, it does the music favors, because you could be like the greatest skilled band on the earth, but if you're just really good at your instrument, you know, sometimes it's like, what's the point, you know?
Well, yeah, it's like
I'm not
that's
at a
what I'm going
classical
to see.
concert, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You're
It's
like,
just,
I'm
it's about,
seeing-
it's entertainment ultimately. It's
Yeah.
like having people come, have a fun time, and just be engaged, you know, instead of just listening, be like a part of it, you know?
Into recording.
That was the hardest.
It was hard.
What was that like? What was that process? What were the conversations that you guys had there?
Well, it took us like a year to record the album, and not all at once. It was like kind of spread out, you know. But we were just kind of, we were slacking.
It was so...
It was, well, it's like, so me and Javi, we would try to make it as live sounding as possible by playing together at the same time, you know, no click track or anything like that.
Yeah.
So he'd be in the same room as me playing drums, and his amps would be in another room. And then so it was like we had that bass level, but then, you know, trying to get as much sound as possible to just make it feel larger than life, I guess, you know. And it took us a while to like figure it out, I guess. You know?
I don't know, so much trial and error. Like, I remember, I don't know, trying to get the HDM songs down super tight is like kind of a nightmare, you know. Not to say like, I feel like, oh man, we're so sloppy live, but it's like recording, it's like, all right, shit, this is like the definitive version of this song. And so recording it, like, Sam and I really try to lock in for that like bass track to give kind of the springboard for all the other effects and vocals to go off of. And it's just like, there was some takes we did of songs where we were like, I was like shaking afterwards because I was so concentrated on like not fucking the song up.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, you know, someday, if we really wanted to capture the live sound on a record, could like just do it live, you know, just like fuck it up. Who cares what happens, you know? But yeah, I don't know. It was tough, but also in the end, it came out great. So it's like, you know.
Did you guys feel like you reached a point with it that it made sense to let it go? If that makes sense, you were like, this is.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this. Like, this can be.
Definitely.
And you're not like revisiting
It took a while.
With like regret per se.
At a certain point, it kind of was like, we need to get this
we
out.
have to.
We just have to. And it was like, we don't know what the date is going to be, but it needs to be within the next 3 weeks because
You just set a time.
exactly. For so long, we're at shows being like, okay, in a couple months, we're releasing an album because it's done, but then we're not happy with it or like something's weird and just.
We literally picked the date out of like a hat. It was like just random. Cash like opened his calendar on his phone. I was like, that one.
I love that.
Yeah, it was good. But the recording process for me is just weird because live, like if I forget a lyric or something, I just be like, and it's like, yeah, and it works, you know, and nobody cares. But recording, it's like, okay, you know, if I don't have lyrics written for a song, like I need to actually lock it down. And
Some of the songs weren't even technically like done until we recorded them, you know. They were just live jams that some of them were just completely improvised that we had just developed over time. And then finally, when we're in the studio, it's like, okay, let's do it. Like, here it is. This is it now.
This is the definitive.
Yeah.
We're all gonna agree and commit. This is it's happening.
Everyone we knew that played an instrument in Salem was like way too good, in the sense that they were all like jazz musicians and classically trained, and like they're really good, but they weren't into like loud, obnoxious music, you know, and that's.
The skill was there, but the interest was not.
Yeah, exactly. And so we were like, well, we could teach these people to be into what we like, but what's the fun in that? So we just kind of carved out our sound out of like, I guess just limitation, you know? We just kept it simple.
Secondary reason, just so everything can fit in as small a car as possible, you know. and yet, for a 2-instrument band, sometimes we've used like 3 vehicles to haul of our shit in it, just because we're trying to do so much crap with, you know, just like, come on.
Well, like you guys said, it's part of just creating the specter and getting people engaged. Like you want to provide them more than a show. It's like an experience.
Yeah, exactly. Just want people to remember us, you know what I mean? Just that's pretty much the goal. But like these dudes are just, you know, me and Javi have been best friends since the day I was born. He was like there when I was born. So it's like
Like same hospital or what?
No, like our parents were high school friends, and so you know, he's a month older than me. He was a month old, and they came to the hospital when I was born. And, like, yeah, we've been homies since then. And then we got to meet Sam, and it was just like, I don't know, the first time we ever jammed, it was just like, this is it. And and if we added or lost any of this, like it just wouldn't be the same. You know what I mean?
It's like the strongest shape.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why our logo's the triangle, baby.
That being said, we are trying out for like new members, you know, to replace these guys. It's like it's over, you know. And me, honestly, we're gonna replace all 3 of us. Just a completely new band.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Greg Ginn style. We'll get like some elementary school kids to be on it.
That was crazy, dude. That was crazy. Inspiring.
Yeah, exactly.
Within that, right now.
Yeah, like when we first started, we would have like all these different annex and stuff, and we took inspiration from a lot of like littler bands that like, you know, nobody really knows about. And we kind of stole a lot from some of these bands.
Stole everything.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter because they're not bands anymore. So, but we, it's just that live setting and just like whatever feels right, kind of turn off your brain and go and just have fun, you know?
Definitely, we used to plan just bits to do more. Now it's all just like off the dome, or whatever feels right in the moment.
Like Let It Be the River that brings you to Happy Death.
OCs. The band OCs.
Yeah, I love that.
Keddy's Resort, honestly, they didn't inspire us, but they inspire us every day, just by how fucking good they are, And it's like they're probably the best band in Oregon, I would say. Maybe one on the best in the West Coast, not gonna lie. But anyhow, that doesn't really answer the question, but anyways, that's all I gotta say.
I think that's a great answer.
Really, anything John Dwyer has touched has just been like the biggest influence to us, and like just try to turn that up, you know what I mean? It's like that the stage presence thing, but the riffs and the effects, it's like all stems from that one dude, really.
Outside of music, what inspires you besides music?
For me, I'm a skateboarder, so like that's like my biggest inspiration, kind of that like whole, I don't really like care about pain too much, and so just like throwing my body around and kind of ragdolling, which hasn't been working out for me too much. I'm a young person, I can barely walk,
You have
but
the body of a 60-year-old.
exactly, but it's worth it, dude. It's really worth it. Any inspiration outside of music?
Man, I mean, I was saying earlier, like I used to skate, which might sadden Cash. I don't skate that much anymore. Cash is a big skater, but I used to get a lot of inspiration from that and just like the feeling of that. But I feel like now I kind of pull inspiration from a lot of little things, like fucking the sunset tonight was so nice, and playing outside like inspired me,
The little butterfly that was flying.
The little butterfly that was flying by just now. Yeah. Yeah, dude. The Beatles inspire me a lot.
Is that the next record, Hippie Death Metal?
Hippie Death Metal, holy shit, that's genius. That's good.
That's kind of close to hippie death cult, though. But,
yeah, they're adjacent to each other.
Yeah.
For me, movies, aka cinema, aka films. Like the cool, like the art house. No, but movies. Fucking movies are great.
What's like your director?
David Lynch. Shouts out David Lynch. Number one. Rest in peace. Straight up. That's all I gotta say.
With that, then.
For me, and I've never told you this, Sammy, But for me, it's Dancing with the Lights Off. When you do your drum fills, when everyone goes silent, it's just you. Like that shit makes me hard, dude. Like seriously, it's good, dude. It's good.
It makes Kenny hard too.
Dude, I know. Me and Keddy are standing there just rock solid together.
Straight jorking it. Yeah, honestly, Dancing with the Lights Off is a great song. I think, though, probably my favorite moment is the middle part of Goodbye, when it just, everything goes balls to the wall, just like sonic stereo, like the fucking, you know, there's like an organ playing, and it's like a church. It's like great. So that, I think mixing-wise, that's my favorite thing. It's just like so all-encompassing, you know? Yeah.
I think my favorite moment on the record is definitely Cops in the Attic. Because like that song, I feel like it took the longest to write, to really like get down.
Impossible to play this.
Yes, fucking so hard to play.
You have to play it on one specific instrument.
Yeah, I play it on Squire bass 6, and it has 2 high strings, and so I play the low bass, and then I'll slide up on the high strings, and it's so hard to play, but it has like this like hook that like Cash came up with, and it's like so good. I don't know, I feel like that's our catchiest, most songy song, I guess. That one's my favorite.
Well, to me, we have a song, our first song is called Crybaby, and it just, the lyrics to it was all because when we first started our band, like in our little shit town Salem, it like, there were a couple venues and we got in them and we did what we do today, and they're like, fuck no. You know what I like, no way, you guys make a mess, you guys are just obnoxious and like whatever. And so going from that era of writing music, being like, hey, we can't find a venue to play at, like, at all, to going and playing Edgefield with Jack White, like, that is, like, the most mind-blowing thing, and I just think that album forever will hold that, to, like, in my heart, you know what I mean?
Also, I'd say just remembering, like, this fucking bullshit we would do in the studio. You know, in between recording takes, we'd just be, like, sitting around, Cash would be, like, farting on the couch. We'd be just drinking coffee. It was, like, just stupid bullshit.
Eating, like, a dozen donuts in Sammy's basement.
Yeah.
Playing lots of Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
That too. Just getting sick from donuts. It was, you know, it was a good time.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think my favorite moment was probably when we were writing Cops in the Attic. We were trying out new jam spaces, and we tried it in the upstairs bedroom of like Sam's old house because it was just empty at the time. And we're like, oh man, like we came up with this like genius riff, like let's just play it like a bunch, like so loud. And we had the windows open, and yeah, it was way too much for that tiny little room. And Sam's dad came up and he was like, you guys are like people are gonna call the cops on you guys. People did call the cops on us, yeah.
Whenever my old neighbor threatened my parents to call the cops, it was like a big roundabout way. It's like, well, just be a man, come fucking tell us yourself. But anyway, so then we were thinking about like the movie Aliens in the Attic, and then we were like, we were in sort of close to the attic, cops in the attic. It was magic. It was a magic moment.
Yeah, I was laying on the ground. I like was super high, laying on the ground, and freaking Sammy's dad just like bust in the door and is just like, you guys need to cut it out right now. I was like, I've never seen him like that because he's the sweetest like Italian man, you know, and I felt so bad. But yeah, I think that was probably the best moment of that whole album for sure. Any shout outs?
Backhand.
Shout out Backhand that's playing right now, right this second.
I'm fucking missing him because of this goddamn interview. Hey, but it's worth it though, because you guys are fucking awesome.
Shout out the Beatles.
Shout out to Maddie, my girlfriend. I love you and I miss you.
Shout out to Eileen, my girlfriend. I love you and I miss you.
Shouts out to Cristo's Pizzeria in Salem, Oregon, the best Italian cuisine, pizza, fucking pasta, fucking chicken parms, live jazz. This is an official ad, okay? So you better fucking come. Okay, I'm doing this for real. All right, let's fucking go.
Go, 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 go! We're gonna miss it. We're gonna miss it. We're running to Backhand right now. We are running to Backhand right now. I'm not missing you. I love you, Ben Zillion. Ah! Come on, come on. We're going, we're going, we're going.